Test? Test? Nick? Oh.
Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Can you turn yours off?
I can't turn mine off.
Oh, you can?
No.
Can you turn yours off?
Off?
Oh, okay.
Leave it on?
Yeah, leave it on.
Yeah, sweet. Or maybe turn it off now.
Yeah, are you switching on from the camera or do you want me to switch off?
Oh, I'll switch.
Perfect.
Yeah, ideally, just put it somewhere else, just so in case you forget.
Yeah, no problem. I'll hold it, whatever.
Well, I'll give you another longer cable.
Okay, all good. Well,
Yeah, so Neil, by the way, let me test your cables. Just so I can daisy chain them to make it.
They're both very short though, that's what it is, isn't it?
No, I want to conjoin them
Put it together and make it.
Ah,
I understand now. Like the human centipede.
Let's try this one at a time first.
testing.
Yeah, so that one's working.
Yeah, the other one doesn't. Yeah, sweet.
Will you make an appearance? Mates or he's having a decent?
No one likes going.
Oh, really?
Talks too much. I've got no opinion on going so. Oh, Avellino's.
Test 1 2 3.
Yeah, so that works. Yeah.
Grass. Yep, grass. we shouldn't know. Like, so
If it's not working,
are you using both?
I'm not using it tonight.
Oh,
Just so
so how are you using the other one?
I don't know. The longer one.
Oh, wait, but what about the splitter? Oh, true.
Sorry, you did what? Say the referee's name once again.
Mackenzie, as in Mackenzie, surname James, Anius. Assistant referee on this side is also from Queensland. He's Benjamin Orwell.
Thank you.
Guys, how you doing, alright? Coffee! Where you been, man? Come here a bit, man. Well, don't worry about all that fucking bullshit. Watching the Kangas game?
Nah, not really. Sorry.
You wanna
evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to JVS Stadium, the home of Dandenong Thunder Football Club. Dandenong Thunder would like to thank its 2026 major sponsors, JVS Group and Biovate Human Optimization. Dandenong Thunder would also like to thank its following valued partners for season 2026. Harley Flowers, Salimi Group, Royal Stacks, Solomon Group, Valencia, Barbecue K, Cameron Real Estate, CNC Pro, Elysium Estate Agents, Malika Group, The Manor and High, Anton Jewelers, and APAC. Hope you enjoy the game. Go Dandenong Thunder. Code of behaviour. It is important that all spectators at a football Victoria-approved fixture can enjoy the match in a safe and comfortable environment accordingly. Each person present at an FFA fixture must A. Respect the decisions and instructions of the match officials and ground marshals. B. Respect the rights, dignity and worth of every person regardless of their age, gender identity and expression, sexual orientation, ability, race, colour, religion, language, politics, national or ethnic origin. C. Not shame, humiliate, oppress, belittle, harass or degrade any player, match official or spectator. D. Not engage in the use of physical or verbal abuse, whether it is by other spectators, team officials, including coaches or players. E. Not engage in any form of verbal, physical or online bullying. F. Not engage in discrimination, harassment or abuse in any form, whether lawful or otherwise, including but not limited to the use of obscene or offensive language or gestures in the incitement of hatred or violence or partaking in indecent or racist chanting. G. Respect the facilities and equipment of all clubs and venues. H. Report any instances of discrimination or threatening behaviour to match official, ground marshal or by contacting discipline@footballvictoria.com.au. J. Comply with FFV's conditions of entry at all venues and at any ticket conditions. K. Not enter the field of play or its surrounds without lawful authority. L. Conduct themselves in a manner that enhances or rather that injures the reputation and goodwill of FV, Football Australia and the football generally. M. Not display within the venue any offensive or inappropriate banners, whether in English or foreign languages or any other sign, item or insignia which may offend a person. M. Ensure all social media posts made for all affiliated with FV are respectful, accurate, lawful and uphold the reputation of FV in its members. This includes but is not limited to all players and opposition clubs. O. Adopt or maintain a responsible attitude surrounding the consumption of alcohol and other controlled substances within respect to the venue policies. Any person who does not comply with this code of conduct or who is in the opinion of the club and FV causes attempts to cause or is presently likely to cause disturbance may be evicted from the venue and banned from attending future matches held on behalf of FV. Any other offender who then breaches a banning order against them may be charged with trespassing and subject to additional penalties and sanctions, including the possibility of further legal action. Hope you enjoy the game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to JVS Stadium Round 16 NPL action. Dandenong Thunder hosts Caroline Springs. Team lineups: Caroline Springs, number 4, Michael Tadulis, number 5, Morgan Filer, number 8, Nicholas Dibb, number 10, Leo Mazis, number 11, Joshua Whitley, number 15, Justin Spiteri, number 17, Aidan Mustaganovich, number 18, Luke Jonathan Lofts, number 23, Ross Vassiliadis, number 25, Maker, and goalkeeper number 40, Christian Siciliano. On the bench for the Georgies, number 1, Alexandros Ranovsky, number 16, Daniel Cutler, number 19, Jonathan Alvarez, number 22, Lucas Burns, number 27, Otman Banu, and number 32, Michael Samaras. To the Dandenong Thunder, in goals, number 1, Dennis Martin, number 2, Toby Abani, number 4, Sevim Ismaili, number 5, Mercy Mehmeti, number 6, Jack Morgan, number 8, George Mells, number 12, Jay Romanovsky, number 14, Hassan Jola, number 15, Parker Williams, number 18, Dante Avian, number 23, Lat Maniak. Substitutes for the Dandenong Thunder: number 13, Dylan Thomas, number 19, Oliver Yankolovsky, number 22, Roy Romanovsky, number 25, Adrian Thierry, and number 79, Nicola Whittam. Hope you enjoy the game and go Dandenong Thunder.
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Round 16, Senol NPL Men's Victoria action. This time, we arrive back at George Andrews Reserve as the Dandenong Thunder look to make the right following a very dismal few weeks and make right of the wrong of the reverse fixture earlier on in the season, where a Lat Matiang absolute screamer was cut out by several George Cross goals as they secured the win all the way back in round number 3. A very depleted Dandenong Thunder take to the field this afternoon without the likes of Wade Decker, who's on international duty with Sri Lanka. Kayla Majakadunmi signed with Olympic Kingsway and was formally announced to have left the Perth Glory this week amidst several other players not featuring in recent weeks. Caroline Springs George Cross, well, after the very effective and easy 4-0 win against South Melbourne Hellas, it has been just winless since that point. However, goalless as well, and no losses to boot. In the league, however, a 6-0 loss against Preston will certainly make much food for thought. I'm Neil Simons. Joining alongside me is Nick Hughes. This is shaping up to be, I'm not going to quite call it a relegation 6-pointer, but depending on other circumstances, it very well could be.
It's certainly in that territory, Neil. It's a massive game for both sides in the context of their season and the timing of the season and obviously what's to come. We're well into the second half of the campaign now. The transfer window's just a couple of weeks away. Sides at the top will be looking to make their moves towards finals and towards silverware and Australian Championship qualification and everything that goes on at the top of the table, and equally sides towards the bottom of the table have their eyes firmly fixed on earning survival, and for both of these sides, that's certainly the aim. And 3 points either way would go a long way to both of them achieving their goals this season.
Of course, we'll take the starting lineup, starting off with the away side and George Cross. Number 4, Michael Tsitsidis. Number 5, Morgan Filer. Number 8, Nicholas Dibb. Number 10, Leo Muzzies. Number 11, Joshua Wheatley. Number 15, Justin Spiteri. Number 17, Aidan Mutadinagic. Number 18, Luke Lofts. Number 23, Vos Vasiliadis. Number 25, Maker. Number 40, Kristen Ciciliano. And for Dandenong Thunder, number 2, Tabena Obani. Number 4, Sevdim Ismaili. Number 5, Mercy Mehmeti. Number 6, Jack Morton. Number 8, George Mells. Number 12, Jay Romanovsky. Number 14, Hassan Jallo. Number 15, Parker Williams. Number 18, Dante Avian earns a rare start. Number 23, Lat Matiang. And number 32, Dennis Martin between the sticks tonight, or this afternoon. It's a 5 p.m. kickoff. Let's call it twilight. Here's Wheatley. He's got Lofts to his left. Ball across the box. Muzzies was there. And he would definitely like one against his former club. Spent one season here a few years back under David Chick. Here's Obani. Now Spiteri.
What a start that would have been for Georgie's, Neil.
Oh, yeah. Oh, tricky footwork from Muzzies. Rolls it square. And Williams seems to be having a bit of strapping on his right arm. We'll play it back. Obani. Lofts wins out. Tricky work from the Englishman. Across the box, Ismaili was there. The onslaught from George Cross in the first minute or so as Mells sends one out wide for Dante Avian. The reverse pass, it was directed towards Jallo. It's going to be all too easy for Mercy Mehmeti to clean up. Mells. Considering they started the season with double pivot of George Mells and Woo Hyok Lee, it's anything but at the moment. Ali Soleimani unavailable as well after he scored last week against Heidelberg United in a 4-2 loss. Plenty of talk about this Dandenong Thunder side, but George Cross, I think they've punched above their weight so far, Nick Hughes.
Yeah, I think to be in and around mid-table and with a win, obviously provided the context of Preston Lions having their game postponed last night and South Melbourne still to play tomorrow. A win would actually put Georgies in 6th place. It's a long-range effort, and it had Dennis Martin scrambling. He's jumped into the post, and it cry out in pain. that does not look or sound good for the Dandenong Thunder shot stopper.
Oh, that is a very peculiar way to be injured. But Aiden Musadinagic sought an opportunity to chip him over the top. And unfortunately for old Dennis Martin, he seemed to become a bit undone here. One of the more peculiar ways to be injured. And considering they're without Andy Withers tonight, I have to say the replacements aren't too forthcoming. Nicola Whittam, the 23s keeper, is on the bench, and it would be a very intriguing event if he were to make his debut off the bench. He isn't warming up just yet, but they're calling for the physios. There seems to be a bit of conjecture, rather confusion. I mean, it's some way to put yourself in a bit of a heap, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly not what Dandenong Thunder were after in the first couple of minutes of this game, and obviously not what Dennis Martin was after either. Had to scramble back on his line all the way to see the ball wide and make sure it was heading off target. Great to see him back on his feet now.
Yeah, he looks to be okay, but you'd expect might be a concussion concern, maybe a soft tissue injury. We've already had 2-minute stoppages in the first 4 minutes, Nick, and I'm very much bemused about this one. Well, hopefully he's okay. That's the primary concern for Dennis Martin.
Yeah, good to see him back on his feet, like we said. And of course, as you mentioned, the priority A, B, and C, or 1, 2, and 3, are the health and welfare of Dennis Martin. So obviously want to see the Dandenong Thunder medical staff take every precaution, every test necessary.
Every nook and cranny. But you know what? He's okay. He is okay. That is what matters. And it would have been even worse if he had conceded, Nick. But fortunately, that isn't the case. If you are of Dandenong Thunder persuasion, I mean, we talk about off the field what's happened with them. Of course, Adam Piddick resigning several weeks ago, alongside his assistant Andy Elderton departing the club, and has left Ilya Quainoon in charge in recent weeks. They haven't secured a win just yet, but I have to say that their performance against Heidelberg last week was very much amicable and was befitting of a side that is fighting with all their might. They just don't have the final product to see out games. They can score goals, but they can concede them as well. 24 conceded for the season thus far.
Yeah, plenty of discussion going on off the pitch around Dandenong Thunder, and anticipation of what the next few weeks might look like when the window opens and that sort of thing. But the one thing that's been made very obvious from their performances of late is that competitiveness, and the players and staff through all the difficulties certainly showing that they're not about to lie down. We're back underway, and great to see Dennis Martin on his feet and looking like he'll continue. Whiteley's long throw is repelled. Dib. Vasiliadis gets around Jallo, but Morton will clear the cross. Yeah, just before that injury from Martin, who just for a second there was on his haunches again, but we'll certainly be keeping a close eye on it for the next few minutes. But yeah, just before that happened, we were saying, Neil, how what a positive season it's been so far for Georgies coming up from VPL 1. Of course, started the season 5 unbeaten. One of those games being that reverse fixture 2-1 win over Thunder at City Vista. Yeah,
And that was really, I think, the result that surprised people. It shows that they can do it against the mid-table teams, but more importantly, I mean, that come from behind win against Dandenong Thunder really set the course for their first half of the season. Obviously, they've trailed away in the last few weeks, but I think plenty of encouraging signs from Eric Vasiliadis, of course, a well-tenured coach in this competition and Victorian football. And, of course, did take this team all the way up the pyramid, which you cannot discount whatsoever. The press is mounting from George Cross. Mel's in a lot of danger, but manages to evade the likes of the press from Luke Lofts as a long ball ascends over the top. And all Morgan Filer could do was send that out of play. It was a very, very nervous attempt of a clearance.
Yeah, you could see him checking his shoulder and just assessing the whereabouts of Hassan Jallo as he came in behind him.
Yes. Williams, the ex-Melbourne Victory NPL defender. Miscommunication between Jallo and Avian. And Hassan Jallo was asking for it. Matiang was brought down. The Georges look to progress it forward. Is Maley. Mel's backwards header. Running into his former teammate in Maker, who also played his football here at George Andrews Reserve. Lateral ball for Matiang. Looks out wide. That's a good one for Tabena Abani. And an even better ball. It's Hassan Jallo, who was offside anyway. But a nice bit of football from the home side.
Yeah, nice move from Thunder. Getting it from right to left, and nice penetrative pass from Tabena Abani. Just such a great offensive outlet from fullback with his pace and his eye for goal. Got himself on the score sheet here a couple of weeks ago as well against St Albans. Jallo just not quite timing his run to absolute perfection.
He's on the trifecta of the A-League youth teams, hasn't he, Tabena Abani? Victory City and Western?
He sure has. He sure has. And settling down at NPL level now with Thunder to great effect.
Yeah, really good outlet, especially last season. Did receive some first-team action, if you can call it. I think the whole NPL squad played in that game against Wrexham at some point. But started in every game that he actually played for the Victory and hasn't earned a lot of starting opportunities ever since we've seen the likes of Wade Decker and Soleimani out. As the offside flag is called against George Cross.
Yeah, flag on the near side from Benjamin Orwell, and we have Mackenzie James, our centre referee tonight. Fantastic exchange initiative between Football Victoria and Football Queensland. We've got the number one referee in NPL Queensland tonight, Mackenzie James. And a couple of our Victorian officials have been making the trip up north in the last few weeks as well. It's fantastic to see. Mel's on it for Thunder to Avian in his first start of this league season.
Is it now the time to make a joke about how Queenslanders come down to play football and now the referees are making their way down to Victoria? But it's a great initiative nonetheless.
All roads lead to NPL Victoria.
Centre of the universe.
Romanovsky just behind Jallo. Maker heads away and Lofts can try and bring it down. Whiteley giving chase at Parker's back. Just for a moment he thought he'd stolen in and was running into a 1v1 with Dennis Martin, but Mackenzie James with the whistle wasn't happy with the contact. And Parker Williams and Dandenong Thunder breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, that was a very difficult decision to get correct, but I'd say Mackenzie James did really well there and definitely a foul in my view. It's obviously a different tempo and level of football. The Senol NPL Men's Victoria. Here's Michael Tsitsidis, ex-Moreland City man, looking to create a foray forward. And a comedy of errors in the George Cross back third as Morgan Filer is able to get the touch down, and Siciliano boots it into the right foot of Justin Spiteri, who's been dispossessed. Obani, Avian in space, rolling left, rolling right, wins it back. Dante Avian, the ex-Kingston City man. Mehmedi, ball into the box. Lofts heads back. Mel's was clattered into by Maker. And you just see how high that line is from the Dandenong Thunder. It's a real state of intent from Ilya Kainu. They're playing to their strengths, and why shouldn't they? They've got two very attacking-minded fullbacks. And as Matiang spreads it wide again, Obani nips inside, leaves a path for Dante Avian, and the corner will go by way of the home side.
We might be set for another injury stoppage, and another unfortunate one from a Dandenong Thunder point of view. George Mells taking a seat on the deck behind play. Teammates helping him to his feet now, which is good to see. But yeah, Dandenong Thunder, after the initial scare and that stoppage to attend to Dennis Martin, they're on the front foot, playing bold, getting direct and looking to get forward and putting Georgies under a bit of pressure so far.
Still walking pretty gingerly, George Mells, but looks to be okay now. Avian with the cross, and Ciciliano claims.
Yeah, agreed with the Dandenong Thunder bench there. Cry of how does he catch it there? He took a chest mark, uncontested in his own 6-yard box, Kristen Siciliano. Got to be more competition for the ball in front of goal from a set-piece opportunity. They'll be so important tonight, set pieces for both sides. Not the freest scoring teams in the league. Thunder will certainly be looking to get that one right. The next corner opportunity. Tsitsides back for Dib. Cross to Filer. Pushing the fullbacks high. Georgies and Nicholas Dib dropping in between the centre backs. Struggling for a bit of verticality, but now it goes long. Oh, Spiteri just got done by the bounce. It was a nice pick out from Michael Tsitsides. Spiteri let it bounce and it just skipped up over his head.
Yeah, really good build-up from the Thunder. As Obani flicks it on. Maker. A neat ball. Muzzies is onside. Enters the area across the face. Luke Lofts has lofted that onto the Thunder Social Club.
That's a massive chance, and if you want that kind of chance to fall to anyone from a George Cross perspective, you'd pick Luke Lofts.
Yeah, Mel's is struggling. I think his night is done. Yeah, Liam Muzzi's having a chat. I think as if Oliver Yankolovsky is going to make his way onto the park. This is a big blow for the Dandenong Thunder. He's been one of their best this season, and yeah, he's been walking around quite gingerly ever since that initial stoppage, and yeah, he's going to make his way off the park tonight.
Yeah, it's a real shame for Dandenong Thunder. Such a key player in terms of his quality, of course, that's obvious, but his experience and leadership and know-how in the middle of the park as well. You can see the frustration etched on his face as well as he shakes his head on his way to the bench. But an opportunity for 22-year-old Oliver Yankolovsky. Signed from Port Melbourne this year. Scored his first senior NPL goal against Bentley in round 7. Looks like he might be dropping into centre-back and Parker Williams potentially stepping into midfield. So we'll see how this one plays out over the first couple of minutes of Yankolovsky's introduction. Mehmeti was deep in his box, but dug one out to Avian. Spiteri at his back. Won it fairly, says the referee. Marzis got away from 2. Couldn't quite manage to evade the 3rd. And Georgies will have the throw.
That's really going to shape up the defensive structure, especially if they're going to push Yankolovsky into centre-back. Isevdim Ismaili is going to play that number 6 role now, it seems. Is quite an undersized centre-back, and I think will provide the requisite technical acumen for the Thunder to bring it forward. But that's a hammer blow, Nick. I really can't express it enough. You're in need of a win to try and get into 12th place. Not out of danger yet by way of relegation. And, yeah.
Yeah, it looks to be a thigh issue. You can see the ice getting applied to George Mells now. Dandenong Thunder aggrieved with referee's decision there. Spiteri wins the foul. They thought Spiteri had fouled Davian just seconds ago.
Yeah.
Taken down by Yankolovsky, but it's given away. Whiteley, Mr. Deganic. Ball in and into the net. Leo Marcies has been unstoppable this season for Caroline Springs, George Cross. He's got his 8th goal of the season. And Georgies take a massive 1-0 lead. 19 minutes in here at JVS Stadium.
Well, Leo Marcies, he has been on the mark this season. Really demonstrating that quality that he has in the final third. A fox in the box. And that is what he does. He's 8th for the season. And compared to his campaign last season with the relegated Melbourne Knights, of course, made the move across to the Sutherland Sharks, rejuvenation is on the agenda for Leo Marcies and has been more or less one of the sole attacking outputs they have alongside Luke Lofts. And what a way to set the tone here at JVS Stadium. As Ismaili is going to look to Chief Christian Ciciliano, trying a bit of what Musa Didangic did about, I'd say, 15 minutes ago.
Wasn't too far away either, Neil.
No, not at all.
Ciciliano making sure he retreated back to his line quickly enough, but massive moment for Leo Marcies. His 2nd goal against Dandenong Thunder this season. He scored in the reverse fixture. Formerly of these parts here at George Andrews Reserve. And that'll be an extra bit of sting for the Dandenong Thunder fans.
Yes.
Not just the goal itself, but the man who applied the finish.
Well, can they respond here? This time through Hassan Jallo. I'm going to push off Justin Spiteri. Nothing is going their way at the moment. We apologise for any coarse language, of course, as always. Marcies. Morton. Abani. Mehmedi. Williams. Back with Williams. Nice ball out to better Abani. Avian is in space. Abani across to Lat Matiang. Forces a good stop from Siciliano and has kept it in play.
They played that really well, Dandenong Thunder. Leo Marcies was running a solo pressing operation, and Parker Williams and Dennis Martin just played it between them. Got it back out down the left, and a really good stop. Getting low into his bottom corner, Christian Siciliano.
And that was certainly a tangle of legs. Unfortunately, for George Cross, Nick Dibb has gone into the book and has drawn the first yellow card of tonight's clash. Well, how will they respond, the Thunder? Had some good forays forward, they just haven't quite found the finishing touch. Here's Parker Williams. Mehmedi. Loose ball from Abani. Ismaili. Now Abani again looks to weave his way through traffic. Back to Mersim Mehmeti, of course, his brother Medin is absolutely flying for the Young Socceroos at the moment. 10-0 win against the Philippines the other night. At what point do you decide that's enough? I think 5 or 6 is enough. Let's put the tempo a bit down. But Medin Mehmeti does not abide by those rules, as we've seen in the NPL Men's Victoria as well. He scored plenty of goals, 4 and 1.
Yeah, he was in electric form for Melbourne City before jetting off with the Young Socceroos, and his formers across the continent with him.
Yeah, and his form is so good that Melbourne City have actually benefited from how good the NPL squad has been this season. I think they've had 5 or 6 call-ups, and the game against Preston has been postponed to a later date. So we look forward to that fixture whenever that takes place. Hopefully with a fully fledged Melbourne City 11 in place.
And then he driving forward. Tried to fit it in the gap for Abani. Spiteri was well placed to intercept. Jallo. High ball, but Morton has time to prod it across the Maniac. Abani, quick feet, and into the box. Abani. That explosive pace off a couple of steps. Cross is cut out, but Thunder still on it. Yankolovsky. Sold Romanovsky short, and Hayden Mustaganic couldn't quite capitalise, keep control of the interception.
Tabena Abani, who was utilising that attacking fullback role last season a lot with Victory, and of course those famous Monday nights at the home of the Matildas. Has been mainly utilised as a fullback this season under Adam Pittick, and it's interesting to see that he's been utilised as a winger, because I think his best qualities are actually driving into the box. I was going to say in relation to Boss, he reminds me of Jordan Boss in the way that he drives into the box and has that real technical acumen to flick to his left and right channels.
Yeah, he's so powerful going forward. I'll always remember very clearly a pre-season fixture when he was at Western United at Port Melbourne. He came off the bench and scored an absolute stunner in the second half from well outside the 18-yard box.
Yeah, and it's actually that left side where Victory last season had a lot of joy. I think with Patrick Wall on the right, they'd have James Lackey come on a lot as well. I think that team doesn't really get the respect it deserves in terms of where the current players are playing. Parker Williams, of course, at Thunder. There's a lot of quality in that squad from last season, and it's good to see them get their respect across the pyramid.
Here is Williams. Yankolovsky, early substitute. That's a nice ball out to Romanovsky. Trying to work an angle for a cross, and does so well. Straight to Dib. He's overrun his touch, though. Nice feet from Morton. Smiley and Mehmeti. Dandenong Thunder camped in the Georgies' defensive third for the last few minutes. They've responded well to going behind. They'd love an equaliser. Abani. Avian makes the run around him. Clips one into the box. Header is only as far as Morton. Decided not to pull the trigger. Romanovsky regathers. Ismaili on the turn. Abani again on this left-hand side. Perhaps guilty of overplaying it a little bit there on this near side. Dandenong Thunder tried the intricate passing between Abani and Jallo and Morton. Just slightly overplayed it, and it's run out for a goal kick, but it's been a great response from the hosts. 27 minutes gone. Leo Marzi's 8th goal of the season is the difference currently for Georgies.
Yeah, and I think definite green shoots, but it's that final product, really. And now Dennis Martin, who, as we remember, suffered that injury concern in the first 5 minutes, needs more treatment now, and I think they're going to make a change. This is probably one of the most disastrous starts to a Senol NPL men's fixture I can think that a team has had. Not by way of just a scoreline, but by way of the players that they have available. I mean, they only had 12 senior players going into this game. One's now gone, you've got 11. Martin goes down, you've got 10. This is we're entering dire areas for the Dandenong Thunder.
Yeah, it's just brutal. The initial clash against the post for Martin was just a couple of minutes into the game, and thought initially that it was a good sign that he was able to continue, but Nicola Witham stripped and ready. What a moment this is for the Dandenong Thunder youngster. He's predominantly even been in the under-20s this season, let alone the under-23s. Dandenong Thunder Junior. It's a massive moment. Number 79 on his back.
Yeah, what an opportunity for him. He's got nothing to lose, really. The team's down 1-0. They're very much in it. But to make 2 changes in the first half already. And just heard Dennis Martin say, give it your all. That's a nice little touch.
Great to see. Great leadership. Lovely little word of confidence from Dennis Martin. I think I heard one of the fans just below us say this is Nicola Witham's 3rd game today. If I did hear that correctly, he must have played 20s into 23s and now coming on for his senior debut, which is just remarkable.
It's the stuff of dreams, to be honest. When you're a kid and got the world at your feet, you've got infinite oxygen tank. You can play for as long as you can. And this is his 3rd game. The most important. Here's Hassan Jallo cutting onto his left and was neatly intercepted by Michael Tsitsidis, who made a very good lunging challenge. Although the Thunder do get a corner for their efforts. Don't want to harp on too much about the injuries, but it is going to be very intriguing to see what changes they make in the second half, because they can only make one. And they've only got one window left unless they decide to make some at half-time. But they're very much in this contest, 30 minutes in. And Mercy Mehmeti is one of the best set-piece takers you have in this competition. And what can he conjure up from this position? It's Mehmeti. Looping ball to Chiliano, comes the punch. It's kept in play. Now Morton. And he most definitely lunged a bit too hard. Didn't receive possession. Rather, he's lunged right into a George Cross defender and concedes a free kick.
Yeah, it was a bit of a better situation in the 6-yard box compared to that last corner where there were frustrations at how easily Christian Siciliano was able to claim it. Got good body on the Georgies keeper, forced the punch that was only as far as Jack Morton. And Thunder sure will be keen to rally and make sure this second injury interruption to this first half doesn't curtail what has been some really positive momentum that they've been building since going behind. Just crossed past the half-hour mark into the 32nd minute. That's a nice ball down the line. Maniac does well to control. Sutsides at his back and wins the throw for the home side. And again, with 3 defenders for company. Brilliant from Lat Maniac. Jankulovsky inside to Jallo. The first touch now for the youngster in goal with him.
Oh, Dennis Martin is in his sling. Deary me. Oh, that is devastating.
Yeah, interesting. It looks to be the left arm as well, because it was the right side of his body that collided with the post.
Oh my word! If he's actually been playing the last half an hour with potentially a broken arm, that is true sportsmanship, true rigidity from the the Thunder keeper. Really putting, like, the definition of putting your body on the line for your team.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is just remarkable. And best wishes to Dennis Martin, of course. Never easy to suffer an injury of that magnitude, if it is to be believed. So, nonetheless, Muzzy's tricky feet, rather. Thunder get it clear. Filer was staunch in his defensive effort. And Jack Morton with a good piece of skill. And Justin Spiteri clattered into the feet of Dante Avian. Thunder's coaching staff making plenty of noise, and so too are the individuals sitting right directly below us, who seem incensed with every single tackle that George Cross make. Certainly buoying the home side towards victory potentially tonight if able to secure a couple of goals. Here's Mehmeti now. Spiteri, Muzzies. Neat work from Mabani, who weaves past Spiteri. Can't quite bypass the Maltese Youth International. Next, Gully Jr.
Well, he's brimming with confidence, Leo Marzis, but guilty of trying to do a little bit too much with it and get a little bit too tricky there.
Yeah. Here's to Ben Arabani. And they won a corner. So it doesn't matter how you get them. All that matters, it is a corner. At the 33-minute mark, entering the 35th rather. As Jack Morton on this near side will swing this one in. Will he have a second bite of the cherry? He will. Now it's curling deep. Oh, Ciciliano came out. And I think the last touch indeed did come off. I think Morgan Filer was the one who made the clearance.
Real danger signs for Georgie. Siciliano came and got nowhere near it.
Not often you see that, hey? Where the referee tells the players to move it forward, to further up the pitch. Abani, Avian. Sort of a revolving pattern at the moment. Williams. Yankulovsky. Matiang was held. And on come George Cross. Luke Lofts out wide. This time Leo Muzzy switches to the left, but his touch was too heavy. And might have posit a chance for the Thunder to progress it forward here. They're in no rush, however. Romanovsky driving in field. Still going, Romanovsky. Has been upended by Michael Tsitsidas. And now Justin Spiteri. Filer. Maker in the deep position, nearly lost possession. And they'll recycle at the back.
Filer's long ball skims off Romanovsky's head. Yeah, Ilya Kanyu was, I think, slapped his chair in frustration just a minute ago. They had an opportunity to rebound and go forward. Danny Thunder after Yankulovsky pinched it off Marzis, but decided to go backwards in the end and lost that chance. Inside the final 10 minutes of the first half here at JVS Stadium. If you're just joining us, Leo Marzis has Caroline Springs George Cross 1-0 to the good in this one. And at present, has Georgie's in 6th place on the Senol NPL Men's Victoria table.
Which is remarkable. I know it's all fun and games to say, oh, they've had a really good start to the season, only 5 rounds, and they might be in the top 6. This is becoming real now. This is a real reality that is befallen George Cross, a team that is made up primarily of players that either got relegated in the NPL Victoria last season or who have stayed with George Cross since the VPL 2 or VPL 1 days, or players plucked across from other clubs. Luke Lofts from Bulleen, Justin Spiteri from Bulleen, Leo Muzzies with the relegated Melbourne Knights by way of Sutherland Sharks, who didn't get relegated in NPL New South Wales. Joshua Wheatley's been at the club for several years. Maker was relegated with Port Melbourne. It demonstrates with a good structure and a good system what you really can do in this competition, and sort of demonstrated that the gap isn't that small between the two divisions. As we see now, the Thunder look to build down the right through Hassan Jallo. Romanovsky upended, but Ismaili has it in a tantalising spot, and it's a fantastic pass towards to Beto Obani. He's going to put on the afterburners, and I think put too much burn on that one, as the ball is right into the trusty arms of Christian Siciliano, now through Nicholas Dibb.
A little bit too quick for his own good there to Beto.
All that pace comes at a price. Musta Danagic. We're talking about players that were relegated with sides. He was relegated with Pasco Vale in VPL 2, so he would have been playing in State League 1 were it not for George Cross to make the call.
Yeah, Eric Vasiliadis and his staff have done a phenomenal job. They've only lost 4 games this season, and when you look at the teams that they've lost to, Hume, Avondale, Heidelberg and Oakley, that's the top 4 in the division. So you certainly can't have too many complaints with those results. They've been competitive against everyone else. 4 wins and 7 draws, which is quite remarkable because they didn't draw a single game in VPL 1 last year. The draws have been most of Georgie's storyline this year, and coming into this game, I think they probably had a little bit of a point to prove. You mentioned that rather abject performance in the Doherty Cup quarter-final, a 6-0 defeat, or quarter-final, round 7, I should say. 6-0 defeat at Preston Lions off the back of 2 straight 0-0 draws against Bentley Greens and Green Gully, 2 teams below them on the table. Playing another team below them on the table tonight with that little bit of a point to prove, and so far they're making good. Musta Danagic steps inside and went for the spectacular. Ended up putting it out for a throw-in.
Yeah, I think he wants his first goal since round 3 against Green Gully in the Maltese Derby. I don't think that is the best way to go about it, though. He sent that for a throw-in.
Yeah, on to the next one for Aiden Musta Danagic. They do this quite a bit, Georgies. They swap the wingers around, keep the opposition on their toes, particularly obviously coming up against Dandy Thunder's back 3, stroke back 5 structure. Changing the points of attack and being flexible. That's a lovely flick from Marzis. Cuts in and time to cross on his right. Mehmedi was perfectly placed. He was the only Dandy Thunder man near the drop of the ball. Had to win it and did. Yankolovsky, nice one between the lines for Romanovsky. Jallo crowded out, but does enough to win Thunder the throw.
Yeah, Yankolovsky, prior to his stint at Port Melbourne, was at Mill Park in the State Leagues with Diamond Valley as well, and has had to wait a long time to truly break into the team, of course, alongside Parker Williams, who was out for the first part of the season. Of course, Caleb Majakadumi and Daniel Alessi was the centre-half pairing for the first few rounds. How quick 16 weeks can go by, really. They've been absolutely stolen of all their real quality. I mean, let's call a spade, really. And it's a crying shame to see them in this position, caused by injuries and other factors. Here come the Georgies. Across the box it goes. Obani was there. And now Musta Danagic. Lost, can he keep it in? He can. And he looks to roll it out left. Sets a task. Now for Leo Maziz. He was in the box. Was available. And they look to go down that right-hand side, but couldn't quite find the poise. That's beautiful from Lat Matiang. An even better pass off line. Hassan Jallo isolated with Morgan Filer. It's got Romanovsky to his left. Oh, that's superb from Morgan Filer.
He's been excellent. As always, Morgan Filer, captain's armband around his sleeve, and certainly plays like it every week.
Absolutely so. Here's Lat Matiang. 3 goals to his season for Morgan Filer. Tricky customer as they come for a defender on set pieces. As the Thunder look to rediscover their shape. Parker Williams, Yankulovsky. Avian switching to the right, it seems. As a ball was intended for Hassan Jallo.
That was a huge chance just a minute ago for Georgies, and to not even come away with it from a shot. With a shot is particularly frustrating for Eric Vasiliadis. He was lamenting the lack of finishing product with his coaching staff, and they very nearly had the finishing product there.
Yeah, and Aidan Musadanagic looking to loft one over the top, and I think he's hit the Dandenong Thunder team manager on the way through. So I think the bench, instead of being incensed at why the young goalkeeper came out of his box, were more so laughing at the fact that the poor old team manager got hit in the chest.
It was a great run in behind from Josh Whiteley. Did well to bring it back to Mustadanic and came a little bit closer to the target on this occasion than he did with his last effort, but goals have been Georgie's difficulty throughout the season. Only the bottom 4 sides have scored less than their 18. Just 7 total different goal scorers, and only 3 of them have scored multiple goals during the season, and one of those, as you mentioned, Neil, is the centre-back, Morgan Filer. The only other 2 that have scored more than one are the attacking pair of Luke Lofts and Leo Marzis. Marzis, of course, already on the score sheet tonight. Thunder are going back the other way now. Romanovsky always full of running down the right. Sticking to their defensive task really well. Georgie's trying to hold this lead into the halftime interval.
Yeah, I really can't fault their efforts so far. They've not really been troubled by way of a shot. Their defensive errors have been non-forthcoming, which is always a good sign. And they've really held this Thunder team at bay for the most part. Just feel as if they need a goal or 2 to really put themselves in a great position. Avian 1-2. Morton, 4 minutes of stoppage time owing to the injuries you'd expect of George Mells and Dennis Martin, who came off in the first 45. Lateral ball from Morton, and really great defensive work from Leo Marzis. And Maker will send a task for Joshua Whiteley, who looks for his first NPL men's goal, and he can't deliver. He had to do better there. But how about the goalkeeping in that instance? Forced the pressure away. A really good first introduction.
Yeah, big moment for Nicola Witham. Sharp off his line to close the angle and force Josh Whiteley into a decision. But my goodness, what about the ball from Maker? Had his eyes up and could see him calculating the angles and the trajectory that he needed. Hit it to absolute perfection to roll it into Whiteley's path. Didn't have to break stride one bit. And when he's bearing down on goal like that, a man who scored 14 goals in VPL 1 last year has to do better and at least hit the target. Turned 30 on match day last week against Green Gully. Couldn't find his first goal of the year. Oh, that was a high boot from Tsutsides, and even though he got the ball, Mackenzie James blows for what will be an indirect free kick. So you imagine the tall timber for Thunder will arrive in the box and look to get on the end of a cross.
Yeah. Tsutsides was very animated. He was jumping up and down, almost like he was throwing a temper tantrum. You know, it's when like your mother said, "Oh, you can't go to McDonald's this time."
Yeah, it's always a difficult one to accept as a player on those occasions, because you think, well, I won the ball, I did my job, but of course the safety of the opposition is in view, and a boot that high will always bring about the indirect free kick. He went for the shot anyway. Had that have gone in, could see Mackenzie James with his left hand in the air indicating the indirect free kick. It wouldn't have counted. I'm not entirely sure Mercer Mehmeti knew that it was indirect.
Potentially a Lords of the Game course for Mercer Mehmeti on the horizon. You know, I had to do that when I was a referee, of course, back in the day. Jack Morgan was actually one of the referee assessors back in the day.
Strong header from Parker Williams. Avian comes away with it. Nice one too with Jallo. Back on it now, Hassan Jallo. Steps inside, shapes it. Looking to swing it in towards the back post. Just a little bit too much bend. Bringing it back into Siciliano's arms, and he sets Georgies on their way again. Marzis got himself on a long run. Ended up running himself into trouble. Morton picked off by Maker. Lofts gets Marzis involved again. Looking to thread Whiteley in behind. There's no offside flag raised despite Mercer Mehmeti's appeals. Georges will have a throw right on the cusp of the halftime whistle, and right on cue there is the halftime whistle. Georgies carry the 1-0 lead heading into the break. Leo Marzis with his 8th goal of the season, 2nd goal of the season against Dandenong Thunder, his former side. It's a massive night for both sides in the context of their seasons in the league table. Georgies have drawn first blood and will carry the momentum in the second half. But, Neil, we've seen a great response from Dandenong Thunder. They're absolutely well in this game, and despite a couple of cruel injury blows to key players in George Mells and Dennis Martin, they're well up for the fight, and no doubt take the time over this halftime break to reassess and get themselves fired up for the second 45.
Yeah, I have to echo your sentiments. I think there are green shoots. They've had a lot of joy down that left-hand channel, especially with Abena Obani. I would like to see Lat Matiang drop deep even more, I think, to play that sort of makeshift number 10 role. He's really, really good on the ball and can unleash the players on that left and right channel. Of course, Thunder have got a lot of young players on the bench as well. I believe Jay Romanovsky's brother, Roy Romanovsky, ex-Melbourne Victory Jr., is available. So we'll see if they can earn their senior debuts for the club. But score at half-time, Dandenong Thunder 0, Caroline Springs George Cross 1.
Welcome back to JVF Stadium here in Dandenong. Round 16 Senol NPLM Victoria action. Massive second 45 awaits us as Caroline Springs George Cross currently lead their host Dandenong Thunder 1-0 thanks to yet another goal from Leo Marzis this season. Georgie's standout man after signing from Sutherland Sharks, having previously been at Melbourne Knights last season. Former Dandenong Thunder attackers come back to bite the hand that once fed him. But as we mentioned throughout that first half, Dandenong Thunder have responded well. They've been on the front foot. They've been building momentum. Cruelly losing two of their key players due to injury on the way. George Mells got the tracksuit on with what looked like a thigh injury, and Dennis Martin tried to play on after colliding with the post after just a couple of minutes. Had to come off around the half-hour mark. Nick Hughes and Neil Simons delighted to be bringing this one here to you tonight. Standing on Thunder get on the front foot straight away, winning a corner. They had a few of these dangerous set-piece opportunities. What a start to the second half it'd be if they could nick the equaliser straight away. Come in from Morton. It's a short delivery and it was flicked on into the crowd. Not sure anyone really knew a great deal about it. Thunder will regather. Obani. Mehmeti swings it back in. Clearance is only half dealt with. Maniac! Big opportunity for Dandenong Thunder. He had a good chance in the first half. Lat Maniac drew a fantastic save from Christian Siciliano. That one couldn't quite direct it on target. Had the time. Probably had more time than he realised he had to potentially take a touch and pick his spot. Georgie's breathed a sigh of relief, and Neil, a really positive start to the second half for the home side.
Lat Matiang is that man. He's that player that is going to bring them the success in the final third. He has such a unique profile. A tall, athletic, and technically strong number 9, but he really has the ability to play all across the midfield as well with his profile. As we see Musa Nagic drive towards the byline, and he's won his side a corner in the process. Of course, Matiang with 6 goals for the season. Luke Lofts with a tidy 4. Pending this being an Olympico, he might not have his 5th. As this one is swung in, and it's bounced off several players, and an easy claim.
Morgan Filer made a great dash in on top of the 6-yard box. Just flew over his head, and thankfully the youngster in goal, Nicola Witham, can gather it for Thunder.
Witham now. With time to distribute, and does so not quite as cleanly as you would have thought, but ball does end up in the Thunder region by way of a throw-in. Here's Avian. He looks to skip past Justin Spiteri, but he has given away the foul in the process. As George Cross will look to build from the back. Maker. Romanovsky. He's been a tidy addition to this Thunder side. Of course, being only of 20 years of age. With the Nuggets. Lofts. Out towards Wheatley, or he goes to ground. And Oliver Yankulovsky has exerted way too much effort on the challenge. And a free kick for George Cross from quite the acute angle.
It was really well worked from the throw-in. Ross Vasiliadis took it. Aiden Mustardganic flicked it on, and then Josh Wiley helped it on to Luke Lofts. Bought a real good chunk of territory and a free kick in a dangerous position now for Georgies.
Well, he scored one goal against the youthful keeper this season, has Luke Lofts, against South Melbourne. Could he do so yet again, the Englishman? Lofts doesn't go quite direct with a flick-on header. Doesn't find its target. They're not done yet. George Cross. Wheatley with the shot. Wins his side. The goal kick? No, it's going to be a goal kick. I definitely thought that took a deflection, but it seems as if our referee in the middle has got a far better vantage point than I.
Yeah, I think it might have just ricocheted back off him from the initial block from Oliver Yankulovsky. Thunder, see if they can build on that little flurry they had in the first minute or two of this second half. Georgies have had it in their attacking half in the past couple of minutes now. Seems that the scoreboard here at JVS Stadium is not with us at the moment, so I'll keep an eye on the match clock for you.
We were so close to knowing what the time was. You know, you saw. I've seen it on and off sometimes this season, but it is what it is. A choice has been made. Doesn't quite convenience us, but we'll see how the proceedings play out.
Little drop for Maniac. Romanovsky's in a central position. Barney now down the left. Avian ahead of him. Evades the challenge. And wins a foul from the second challenge. Jaden Spiteri, the culprit.
Yeah. I think Justin Spiteri's been slightly beaten off the pace here from Dante Avian. And I think he just has pinked up his shin pad as well. Seems as if that might have been the casualty. But Avian in his starting number 10 role has performed quite amicably. Sort of a floating number 10 role that Adam Petty loved to use at both Port Melbourne and did use it at Thunder quite a bit last season. Of course, when they finished third in the league. But this is a really imperious opportunity for the home side.
Jack Morton again stands over the dead ball. And it's towards the back post and it's in! Captain's goal from Mercy Mehmeti. And the hard work pays off for Dandenong Thunder. They draw level.
And it was duly deserved, really, from the Thunder. Mercy Mehmeti, Mr. Dandenong Thunder. He's come up at the right time. Over 100 appearances for the Thunder, and that might be one of the most important goals he would have scored. And opens this game wide open. And perhaps will give that extra jolt of energy for the George Cross to chase. A really well-weighted ball from Jack Morton, the ex-Melbourne Knight. And leaves plenty of food for thought as Jallo with the flick on. Maker. Obani has space to roam within. And he's got blistering pace on that left foot. Here is Tabena Obani. Out wide is Dante Avian. Lofts the ball inwards. Will it sit nicely for Hassan Jallo? He'll try his second luck at it. Oh, clean almost off the line. Now Avian can pick up the scraps. Mehmeti. His ball was well weighted. And the Thunder, well, it just feels as if they will get themselves a second on the current state of play. But the tempo is with the home side. Here's to Tabena Obani. Can he keep it in? He cannot. Well, that was Really nice spurt forward from the Thunder. And a few good balls as well to boot. That's what they need. And it would be an almighty win if they're able to get themselves a second, as Maker has been dispossessed. All in order, according to the referee, is Maley. Yankulovsky looks out wide for Romanovsky. That's at least if Aiden Mustadanagic has anything to say about that one. Williams. Mehmeti, this flat back three in possession. Two very tall defenders in Parker Williams and Messi Mehmeti. Now alongside Oliver Yankulovsky, as Romanovsky's isolated on that right-hand channel. Decides to go left. Happy to recycle here are the Thunder. Williams. The reverse pass was intended for Romanovsky. But no problem for the Thunder. They'll recycle yet again. This time through Sevdim Ismaili. Only a brief time away at Eastern Lions. As Lofts seem to have trundled over Parker Williams. And they'll go again. Oh, that's a delightful ball for Romanovsky, who's got Lat Matiang ahead of him. But the ball was slightly overhit. They're coming. And they're certainly coming forward in some way, the Thunder. Notwithstanding the pressure applied by the Georgies. It's been fantastic to see in these last 5 minutes or so. This is almost the best football we've seen from them all season. Mehmeti looks to go himself. Jallo, tricky feet, going right. It's Mercy Mehmeti on the edge of the area, still retains possession. And Morgan Filer says, I'll get it out of harm's way. We're only in the first 15 minutes of this contest, but this game has the energy of the last 5 Nick Hughes, as finally we have a moment to breathe.
Wow. Chaos in and around the Georgie's box for the last 2 or 3 minutes. Incredible the way goals can change matches, as the old adage goes. Routine sort of set piece. Fantastic delivery from Jack Morton, and Merson Mehmeti rising at the back post, and then Danny Thunder tails are up. Hassan Jallo had 2 bites at it, but for Morgan Filer's clearance off the goal line, would have put Thunder in front. It's quite reminiscent of their last home game here against St Albans. They were 1-0 down, scored a couple of minutes to go 2-1 up. Of course, ended up conceding a late equaliser from Mikael Platt that finished that one in a Desmond's 2-2 draw. But goodness me, well on the front foot are the hosts.
Well, if Joshua Whiteley scored in that first half to make it 2, we're looking at a completely different complexion at the moment. And you have to take your chances, and that was as good as they come, really, aside from probably Timothy Atharinos' third goal last night, where Yaron Souza was walkabout.
And Kolovsky into Avian. Thunder looking to keep this pressure up and stay on the front foot. Georgies haven't been able to get their foot on the ball for some time. Abani's in behind. The offside flag is up. And on Thunder bench, not best pleased with the decision, but Georgies are on the ball and moving forward. Marzis trying to find Mr. Danagic out on the left. It's a poor ball in the circumstances. Romanovsky, poor ball of his own, but it comes back to him. And a second poor ball. Bit of turnover ball between both sides. Vasiliadis can take control. Looks up the line. Yankulovsky lifts it forward from Morton. Gets there ahead of Maker. Romanovsky and Jallo with Romanovsky again. Abani down the left. Filer coming across to defend. He does really well, Morgan Filer. In fact, it was Michael Tsitsides, my apologies. And yet another counter-attack. It's been counter on counter on counter on counter for the last few minutes.
Oh, this is just scintillating, swashbuckling football. Really.
breakneck speed at the moment. Romanovsky's found himself all the way out on the left. Brings it back towards the edge of the box. Avian goes down. The referee blows his whistle but points the other way.
And I think that's a yellow.
Comes out of the pocket. And it's shown to Dante Avian for simulation.
Well, let's have a look at the replay here. Let's get to Ben O'Barney on that left-hand channel. Was in space, past the byline, whips in a very dangerous cross. Avian chests it down. I don't really think there was much contact on him. I'm inclined to go with the head referee's decision. That is a really great call. Yeah, you have to get it right. And I think he's got it right there.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think that's a good decision from Mackenzie James.
Yeah, he's done really well there. And it's of course, in his position, coming down to Victoria from Queensland, and this is one of the games you officiate. Under a lot of pressure, you would expect, in those decisions, and has really, in my opinion, delivered on the right account. All momentum with the home side, the Dandenong Thunder, who have nearly emptied their bench. And Tabena O'Barney has beaten the offside trap and is onside yet. Tabena O'Barney! Oh, he looked to go near post. His eyes lit up with joy and glee, but couldn't quite find the all-important go-ahead goal for the Thunder.
Yeah, rush of blood to his head to Ben O'Barney. Went for it himself. He had three runners arriving in the box. Jallo, Maniac and Romanovsky. Went for the shot himself and couldn't find the target.
Oh, and you talk about being under duress. Maker's gone down. And we'll have our first two changes of the evening for George Cross, it seems. Or one at least. There's another substitute who's reading the tactical book. Or maybe they're just taking the bibs off for performative reasons. I don't know. But we'll soon find out if Maker's good to continue.
Yeah, well, irrespective of injury, I think the time is now for Georgies to make a change because, as you said, Neil, all the momentum and confidence is with Dandenong Thunder right now.
Oh, they're playing
the hour mark.
They're playing with such joy. I mean, Ali Soleimani and Wade Decker played in that number 10 role in recent weeks, and they've been good. Don't get me wrong, but they are playing with so much freedom tonight. Granted, against not as a superior option, but they have delivered. And it's a true testament to what they've done. I think Otman Ben Hadou might make his introduction, it seems, potentially. Yep, I think so.
He's had flashes tonight, Maker, but I don't think he was really able to seize control of that midfield battle. Hopefully this injury won't be anything long term. Of course, all teams will have the opportunity to nurse any knocks through next week with the first catch-up round of the season coming next weekend.
Daniel Cutler is the man to make his way onto the park. Formerly of Brisbane Royals under-21s, Otman Ben Hadou also making his way onto the park. He will come on as well, will replace Maker. And so the other one, Aiden Worthington-Nuggich, will make his way off the park. Cutler with previous stints at Sunshine Coast Wanderers, Penn Power, Port Melbourne. Only made 4 appearances at the Sharkies, who lost 3-1 today against Brunswick City, and that game had 4 red cards. The Chaos League, I think they call it, VPL 1.
Living up to its name.
Absolutely so, and is a timely introduction. As we see Whiteley with space on that right-hand side, just couldn't find the poise.
Let's have a look at what these changes mean for Caroline Springs George Cross. Potentially Otman Ben Hadu out to right back. Josh Wiley seems to have moved wide to allow Daniel Cutler's introduction in the middle. Justin Spiteri looks like he's moved into a midfield position as well. So we'll see if they can wrestle back some of the ascendancy that they enjoyed in parts of the first half.
Yeah. I think we'll see a Georgie's flurry fairly soon. At least that's my guesstimate on how football games work. I think both sides are pretty evenly poised in terms of both talent on the park and the way that they're both structured. I'd say Thunder's a bit more errand in the way that they are playing at the moment, and I think you have to really take those risks. You see how high the line has been at points tonight. The real question is, can they find the all-important go-ahead goal, either of these sides?
Yeah, a point not the worst result in the world for either, but a win would be massive for both camps. As it is, the scoreline stays this way, on track for Georgie's 8th draw of the season out of 16 games. 50% draw rate, if you like. They've got a long throw. Morgan Filer's made his way up into the attacking box. And just as well, it's come short. Dibb can now lift it in with his feet. Filer leaps. Players on all sides appealing that the ball belongs to them. Certainly seemed that nobody got a touch in the end, and Dandy Thunder will have the goal kick. With him, the youngster came out and leapt well with Morgan Filer for company. There's not many more difficult players to be leaping up with in an aerial duel for a goalkeeper.
Not at all. And you see Witham has given goal kicking duties to, I think it was Mercy Mehmeti on that occasion. Well, he's not taking them, I can tell you that for sure. As Mazi's foray forward was miscued. Matiang looked to just absolutely rifle it into the path of Vasiliadis. Jallo right on the near touchline side, and that's a neat pass to find Matiang. An even better pass for Romanovsky, but it's sent down the line. Ilya Quenu is going to roll it across to Jay Romanovsky. Morton. Romanovsky. Matiang. He's got the dribbling acumen to boot and has won his side a foul. As Lat Matiang, the last set piece they received in a similar position to this on the other side of the pitch. They scored through Mersim Mehmeti. Could this be the chance for the Thunder? Would you fancy your chances going direct here? It would be quite the goal if it were to be, but I think it's made for a crossing angle.
Yeah, I think so. Perfect spot for the left foot of Mercer Mehmeti, who's come over to take it. Another big chance for him to swing this one on top of the goalkeeper.
Well, Christian Siciliano has got an almighty task ahead of him. Mehmeti swings in the ball, and Yankolovsky was there. Mehmeti, high looping ball. Siciliano claims. No theatrics from the Melbourne Victory goalkeeper, where he was in the past. Of course, his backup for a time this season was Kasper Fonsboil, who also was a part of that Melbourne Victory youth side. I think there were 4 or 5 keepers used in that season. Kasper Fonsboil, Jonathan Stilton, and of course Siciliano. Spiteri, ball across the box, good claim. Eric Vasiliadis wasn't happy with, he described it as verbatim garbage.
Yeah, it was really nicely worked up until the final third, but the end product, which again, has been a bit of the story of Georgie's season so far. Georgie's wanted a handball. Referee said it was chest from Parker Williams. Header falls to Dib. Marzies with a chance to go one-on-one with Yankolovsky. Goes outside, draws the save. Still alive in the box. Ismaili heads away. Romanovsky can get it clear. And Maniak's strength helps him win it. Holds off Vasiliadis. Hassan Jallo. Into the box. No runners arriving in time. Vasiliadis has followed it all the way out onto the right side, and he's still on it. In fact, I think it was Benhadou, and eventually he's brought down Otman Benhadou.
Wow, that is a tremendous foray forward from the ex-Northcote and Melbourne City man. Otman Benhadou take a bow. And he's won inside a free kick in a very great position. And I dare say this is prime Luke Lofts areas, really. It's in prime striking range for the Englishman.
Sevdim Ismaili into the book. About all he could do. Just bring down Otman Benhadou there. Just saw Michael Tsitsides come over to the Georgies bench and send the team manager into the rooms for a pair of metal studs.
Ah. I didn't know they had those on command, Nick. I hear they're quite a hot commodity at this level, but nonetheless, Luke Lofts, of course. What a rich story he's had in this state so far. Englishman, formerly of Northcote, and a legend at Bulleen. And forces a great save. Oh, the follow-up wasn't quite there. And the Thunder have space. And it's Jack Morton. Matiang in the middle. And Avian to his left. It's Jack Morton. Oh, Matiang couldn't quite get the touch he desired. And Leo Muzzies, his first touch had to be good there, and it wasn't. And Yankolovsky will send a path for Hassan Jallo. Looks up. Romanovsky in his sights. And Michael Tsitsides in trademark Michael Tsitsides fashion, I think has nearly sent that into the basketball hoop in the car park.
He didn't need to lift that pass, Otman Benhadou. Made it difficult for Leo Marzis to reel it in. Romanovsky crosses. Only half away by Georgies and struck back in by Mehmeti. Well, from our angle, Neil, it looked like it might have troubled the goalkeeper for a second, but once the ball hit the floor, realised it was going out closer to the corner flag. And now there is the boot change from Michael Tsitsides.
Is this the equivalent to when in cricket the bat like splits in half? Something of that description.
It could well be.
Joshua Whiteley is going to make his way off the park, and what a player this is to bring on after a month out. Lucas Burns returned against the Bentley Greens 2 weeks ago, and will come off the bench tonight. We all know his exploits at Port Melbourne and St Albans before, but let's not forget his stints at Melbourne City and, of course, Western United. Over 40 appearances in this competition and over 10 goals. Sort of a hybrid fullback / winger, and dare I say one of the more underrated players in this league, Nick.
Yeah, fantastic to have him back and to have him on the pitch now for the final 16 minutes. Scored 1 goal this season against his former side, St Albans. How he would love a second to help Georgies to a massive win tonight. Cutler gets it under control, finds Marzis. Leo Marzis. Ball in, headed away by Mehmeti. Avian's there at the drop of the ball. Really industrious tonight. Dante Avian in his first league start of the season. Morton. Dandenong Thunder can come again. Tsitsides with new boots in tow and moving swiftly. It's a nice touch from Cutler, looking to spin away from Yankulovsky. And does so. Great strength. Tsitsides with a new lease of life with that new footwear on.
He gives him plus 10 passing stats.
Oh, almost a hairy moment for the young goalkeeper. Luke Lofts put him under pressure. Witham got away with it. Another nice turn from Avian, but he overran it. Ben Hadou inboard, shrugged off the ball. It's a 3-on-2 here if they can play it right. Dandenong Thunder, Maniac, Jay Romanovsky! Rushed the shot. Ran all the way across his body and he just sliced it off target. Morgan Fowler furious with the lack of an offside flag, and Mackenzie James having none of that remonstration. He's straight into the book.
Well, that's really good from the official. To back your officials, both fourth and the linesman, is an important thing to do, and I think very rightly so, putting Morgan Fowler in his place with the yellow card. And Siciliano goes long. Last touch most certainly did come off Daniel Cutler. And the Thunder will still venture forward. I think, unfortunately, that defective clearance hit one of the Thunder coaching staff. Elia Kwenu seems to be all okay, though. Here's Matiang, shrugs a challenge. Pass for Thierry, and now pass Ben Hadou. Play continues. Mehmeti! Siciliano, brilliant! Avian, across the byline, cross swung in, no one to meet it. Now he's melee. Obani is in all sorts and can retain possession. And Spiteri had a tough task ahead of him, or less overhit from Oliver Yankulovsky. A good save from Siciliano, one of the first times he's really been brought into action tonight. We know what a rocket of a shot Mercy Mehmeti has. Can provide that at this level. And dare I say, we are entering a grandstand finish in the final 13 minutes. Here's Matiang, a good first touch. Laterally for Romanovsky. In behind, Hassan Jallo! Never discount the Dandenong Thunder! Never write them off! They've been hard to come by this season for Hassan Jallo, but he has delivered in droves. And the Thunder have a lease of life. Oh, the NPL Victoria with 10 fit senior men's players on the park. The Dandenong Thunder are 10 minutes away, just about, from knocking off Caroline Springs George Cross. And it is the man who last season stole all the headlines with his counterparts in Yuki Uchida and Thijs van Amerongen. And he's done it tonight, Nick Hughes. What a way to do it.
Incredible moment. Cometh the man. Or cometh the moment. Cometh the man, Hassan Jallo. Could have fallen to anyone for Dandenong Thunder. They would have chosen him. And hear the roar around JVS Stadium when that one crept into the bottom corner. Siciliano, I think, might have got the faintest touch on it, but could do nothing to keep it out. Just with a dangerous ball towards the back post, but could just see what it meant to everyone around this stadium, the celebrations. There's looks to be a little bit of damage applied to the Dandenong Thunder bench here on our right side. The passion and the joy of everyone around this stadium, players, staff and fans alike, and see what it means. And as it stands, potentially massive 3 points that could really ignite Dandenong Thunder's season going into the final 10 or so weeks of it.
Well, the permutations of this result will ripple across this region. The Bentley Greens are not too far ahead of the Thunder as things are at point. And pending Altona's result tomorrow, this could certainly completely transform this relegation battle. And we're only in round 16.
Yeah, well, as it stands, a point away from Bentley, as you mentioned, now a point from safety, Dandenong Thunder. Some big games to come. But not over yet. Georgies have 10 minutes to respond. So Ben Rabani's in the book for that challenge. Dandenong Thunder go to Avondale next week, then they'll host Hume City here, and then go to Lakeside to play South Melbourne. 3 incredibly tough fixtures coming up. But after that, could be make or break. It's Bentley at home, Green Gully away, Altona at home. That run of 3 games could be where it's all decided for Dandenong Thunder.
I mean, you just talk about this Thunder team. I think this would be one of the most courageous wins I've seen in the Senol NPL Men's Victoria in quite some time. I mean, really, what this club has had to go through, losing Adam Piddick, several player departures. George Cross are getting frustrated, and this could potentially be the moment in which derails their season. I think Daniel Cutler's gone into the book for a yellow card.
Yeah, there's going to be plenty of fire in these last 8 minutes, that's for sure, Neil. Both sides are well and truly all in. Dandenong Thunder now with a lead to protect. And Georgies with the deficit to erase.
I'll tell you what, the gap between 12th and 7th is 5 points. You talk about George Cross being potentially in 6th if they were to win tonight. They're not exactly out of harm's way. And it is quite the intriguing season where you have a clear, distinct pathway for the top 4 in Heidelberg, Avondale, Hume and Oakley. It's pretty much them and daylight at the moment. And, well, dare I say, we're looking forward to the transfer window opening in a few weeks because it will be very much intriguing to see as to how Altona, Thunder, Bentley and St. Albans recruit, because nothing is certain at this level. And the only thing that's a certainty at this current point in time is 7 more minutes of football to play. Nick Hughes.
I think we all needed the little breather there with that injury stoppage. Williams lifts the free kick high. No one in a Thunder shirt anywhere near it. Vasiliadis probably could have let it run out for a throw. Steady. Cleared it up the line, and it's a Dandy Thunder ball instead. Jallo, the scorer of that, what is currently the winner. Mehmeti. Another excellent switching ball. Jallo brings it down. Romanovsky away from the challenge of Cutler. Vasiliadis. Nice feet, Nicholas Dibb. And lifts it up the line. Cutler to give chase. Parker Williams at his back. Brilliant defending from Parker Williams. Applied just the right amount of contact so as to not give away the foul. Outstanding piece of work from the young defender.
I must say George Cross are really missing Yagoub Mustafa. I mean, he is the perfect player you want to bring in. Has pace, directedness, and has proven at this level across many clubs. He'll be sorely missed for them tonight, but they are going to bring on a change in a few moments.
Burns substitutes combining, Burns and Ben Hardu. And again, Dandenong Thunder just see the danger away.
Yes, Jonathan Alvarez is going to make his way onto the park. Of course, a 19-year-old, firmly a George Cross Jr. from under 14s to under 15s, where he spent time at nearby Essendon Royals.
Yeah, fantastic moment for him. It'll be a senior NPL debut. Had one 8-minute cameo last year in VPL 1. He'll have 5 minutes plus stoppage time to try and make his influence felt. That goal kick was poor. It went straight to Marzis, who sets Cutler away. Cutler! Oh, yes! Daniel Cutler with a beauty. And all of a sudden, the sting is taken right out of JVS Stadium.
Oh, my word.
Seemingly out of nothing, Daniel Cutler steps inside, bends one into the top corner. And well, just as we thought everything was going Thunder's way towards the finish, it's well and truly game right back on.
Justin Spiteri is going to make way for Alvarez. But Daniel Cutler, the poise, the finish. Not many goalkeepers are saving that. Let's be honest with ourselves. I mean, that is truly the architect of a magnificent goal. And one that I don't think is going to beat any goal we'll see this round, to be honest. It's what I've seen thus far with him in all sorts. Here's Matiang. Romanovsky rolls it square for Avian. Romanovsky swings it in, and there is Mehmeti at the back post, lurking. And Ben Hadou has posited a potential long throw opportunity for the Dandenong Thunder. 3 minutes left in regulation time, plus stoppages. Ismaili. He's been dispossessed. Anyway will do. With him, we know his distribution hasn't been the greatest tonight, but he has delivered there. He's not quite clear though. Luke Lofts, formerly of Hull City in his youth days. Leaves Leo Muzzies, cutting onto his right. Oh, brilliant work from Muzzies. Twisting, twirling, but the Thunder cavalry did arrive through Dante Avian. And Matiang says, let's go bring it forward. And just a trundling forward run from Ben Hudu as Muzzies is offside.
Again, probably just tried to do a little bit too much with it. Marzis, the initial shot fake was sumptuous.
Yes.
Had two Dandenong Thunder defenders on the deck.
He just thought a little bit too much, I felt. He just overthought it a little bit, and he definitely had the ability to bypass those players. But when you give players time in this competition, it's not there quite, as Obani manages to keep it in. A great diagonal ball from Ismaili. Hassan Jallo looking for his second. Mehmeti! And Cutler is there. And Thunder will reset through Parker Williams, and the slip from Alvarez. That's a poor pass. And has sent a task for the youngster, but he won't have the pace to bypass Parker Williams. Yankolovsky now to Nicola Witham. All things considered, has held a very good account of himself. As a long searching ball will be an opportunity for George Cross to reset through Michael Tsoutsidas.
Jonathan Alvarez has been on the pitch for about a minute for Georgies, and the poor kid is absolutely gassed because he's found himself right in the thick of the action, making sprint after sprint after sprint. Such has been the frenetic nature of this contest. Transitions and challenges galore, and this second half has thrown up just about everything. We've got 30 seconds left of it, plus whatever our fourth official, Michael Uliaris, will indicate will be added on. Ben Hardu looks to switch. It'll make its way out to Vasiliadis. Marzis underneath, but it'll be Alevris that picks it up and goes for goal! That one is an outstanding save. Take a bow, Nick Witham. He was beaten spectacularly just minutes ago by Daniel Cutler. But to keep his head, the youngster, and make a fantastic flying stop. A massive moment.
Yeah, really good from Alevris. Apologies if I mispronounced his name, but fantastic.
Corner swung in for Georgies, and it's in! Bedlam on the Caroline Springs George Cross bench! And it's the substitute, Ottman Benhadu, who's surely won it. Incredible scenes at JVS Stadium. Thunder thought they had it. Georgie seemed dead and buried, but 2 goals right on the cusp of the final whistle have turned this around. Incredible.
Well, don't you just love this competition? Talking about how immense this would have been for the Thunder to overcome the duress upon themselves by way of availability, but the fitter side and more available side and the better side tonight, most importantly, has stolen this away from the Dandenong Thunder. Ottman Benhadu with the killer blow. And barring a miraculous 3rd goal from the Dandenong Thunder, George Cross will sneak themselves into finals. We're talking about them not being quite clear of relegation just 5 minutes ago. And now a completely different predicament they now face as Mehmeti's cross will actually be kept in play by Romanovsky. To the back post it goes. It was too far for Hassan Jallo to reach. And here is Jack Morton. The outside of the foot pass was well directed and eventually misdirected. Yankulovsky. Just a reminder, 5 minutes of stoppage time in this contest. Matiang forced to go to the corner flag, but not as a mechanism to hold the ball. Oh, really good work from Cutler. Exerted a bit too much force on that occasion. And Thunder win the free kick through Yankulovsky. They'll take it quickly, though. It's just been informed that this goalkeeper has been at the club today since 10 a.m. Nicola Witham. What an incredible effort he's put in tonight. And you can't discount his efforts. I mean, it's going to be a heart-wrenching way to lose if they go down this way, but he's held a great account of himself. Mehmeti with the diagonal ball. Romanovsky. Oh, players in tandem there. The play will ensue. Romanovsky. Out wide is Maley. Further wide is Morton. Skips past one. Is Maley. Swings it in yet again. It was very much a flat-footed cross. And the Thunder have said, let's bring on the cavalry. 3 youth players are making their way onto the park. Adrian Tayri, Roy Romanovsky, and Dylan Thomas, who we've seen a bit of this season. Filer gets it clear, and Roy Romanovsky is going to make his introduction onto the park. This will be his debut for the Thunder, the ex-Melbourne Victory Junior and under-16s. Adrian Tayri, it's actually his birthday today. But that might not be done yet, the Thunder. O'Barney. Matiang is free! Oh, and he sent that into the night sky. Of course, Dylan Thomas, formerly of Eastern Lions, and did trial at Melbourne City as well. Romanovsky to come off. So to Yankulovsky, he's come on and then come off. And Jack Morton as well.
It's all hands on deck for both sides now. No matter if players have come on as substitutes or started and played the full 90, you can see the energy that has been sapped from every single body out on that pitch. It's been breathless all night, particularly so in this second half. Dandenong Thunder now have a couple of minutes. And Roy Romanovsky's first bit of work in senior football, is to commit a foul and earn a yellow card. Seems a little bit harsh from the referee, I think.
Welcome to Senol NPLM Men's Victoria, my friend.
Dibb will clip the free kick into the corner towards Cutler, who can't reel it in. Well, when Daniel Cutler stuck the ball in the top corner, he thought Georgies were coming away with a credible point after really being outplayed throughout the second half. They're now seemingly about a minute away from a potentially massive victory. Romanovsky's on the ball now. Lost out. Filer trying to clear. Got the touch off Avian. It's in the aftermath of that go-ahead goal. We were shown 5 minutes of additional time. That was shown a little bit after the 90 had been completed. So not sure exactly how long we'll have left. It'll be at referee Mackenzie James's discretion. Thunder potentially with one last attack to launch. Mehmeti lifts it long. It's kept in, but it'll roll out for a goal kick. And there is the final whistle. A massive, monumental 3 points for Caroline Springs George Cross. They make it 4 unbeaten in league play. And after a game full of twists and turns and ups and downs, Georgies, who went 1-0 up in the first half through Leo Marzis, were pegged back, first by Mersin Mehmeti's equaliser, then by Hassan Jallo to put Dandenong Thunder in front. Daniel Cutler equalised with a superb curler on the stroke of added on time. And then the winner off the bench, Otman Benhadu. A moment that could, when all is said and done in 2026, prove to be the most pivotal action from a Georgies player this season. All of a sudden, they're in 6th place on the table, 4 unbeaten in the league, as I mentioned. And potentially looking ahead to continue on this run. They've got a tough run coming. The hot informed Dandenong City, Preston Lions, Oakley, St Albans and Melbourne City. But Dandenong Thunder, Neil, what an effort they put in.
Oh, yeah.
All the issues coming into the game, let alone losing 2 key players from injury. As you mentioned, the young goalkeeper, Nick Witham, have to have a moment to say hats off to him. Been here all day, as you said, making his senior debut. Wow. Take a breath and try and sum that one up, Neil.
I mean, you wouldn't have thought when he was playing under 16s at Oakley last year, Nick Witham, that he would be playing in a must-win game for the Thunder, but he's held himself really well, and Thunder aren't known for having the best youth setups, to be honest, in terms of their NPL era, I suppose, but it's a real testament to what they've built here, and of course there are off-the-field issues in recent weeks with Adam Piddick departing the post, and of course Kayla Majeka-Doomi signing for Olympic Kingsway. But all things considered, they can hold their heads very high going into a very crucial remaining 10 weeks of Senol NPL men's action. I'm sure this this week off has come at a very opportune time, Nick Hughes. Any final thoughts from you?
I don't think so. Just want to take a deep breath and sink in what we've witnessed. An incredible night here at JVS Stadium. Thank you so much for your company on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel. I've been Nick Hughes, and pleasure to be alongside Neil Simons for this one. It ends, incredibly, Caroline Springs George Cross 3, Dandenong Thunder 2.